Hello friends, welcome to SuPrabha Academy's MPSC course in English medium. Continuing with the series for MPSC Mains 2025, we will be covering Geography of Maharashtra, which is very important in the GS part of MPSC Mains question papers, especially GS 1, and also it's important for those students who have taken Geography as the optional subject. So today we'll be looking at the rock structures of Maharashtra, the rocks of Maharashtra. Now, understand one thing, when we are speaking of the rocks of Maharashtra, we are going to speak of the formation, when they were formed. Okay, so if you are going through this video, I expect that you are at least well versed with the districts of Maharashtra as well as the geological time scale as we have it. So if you look at the geological time scale, we have something like Proterozoic, Phanerozoic era, eon, fine, which is divided into the Phanerozoic is divided into Paleozoic, Mesozoic and Cenozoic. Cenozoic is again divided into the periods, or Paleozoic is again divided into periods like Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, Permian. So this part, I am not going to go into this part because for prelims you might have done this, but if you want to brush it up so that this lecture or this series, which are this rock formation in Maharashtra, it is more clear to you. Okay, so rock formation in Maharashtra, we are going to start with the latest of the rocks, that means those which were formed just recently, and then we'll reach to the Archean, which is the oldest of the rocks. Okay, so we'll start with the recent rocks. So what you need to know: when they were formed, what are the rocks, and where are they found. Okay, that much is information is enough for your MPSC Mains 2025. So going ahead, so this is the map where you have the different types of rocks. Okay, alluvium, laterite, you have the Penganga, beds, Palakal, then you also have the Deccan traps. Okay, we'll come to this one by one. We'll come to this one by one when we deal with it. So first in the series is Pleistocene. Okay, this is the latest one. This is the latest one which we have over here. Okay, so the latest one, the Quaternary period. Okay, we are breathing currently in the Holocene. So this is the latest one, the latest rocks which have been formed. These are mostly, now they are going to be, logically they are going to be the alluvial deposits by the rivers. Okay, the rivers which have deposited the alluvium, that is going to be the major formation of these type of rocks. So just, it is less than 2.58 million years before present. So alluvium, some part of laterite, sand, soils and volcanic ash. So these are the rocks which were formed in this period. And where are they found? Younger and older alluvium, but obviously it's going to be associated with the rivers. So in Nagpur, Bhandara, Gondia, Chandrapur, Wardha, Yavatmal, Akola, Amravati, Jalgaon, Dhule, Nandurbar, not the whole of the district, but those adjoining, the areas adjoining the rivers. Also you have laterite in Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli, Raigad, Ratnagiri, Sindhudurg, Thane, belonging to this period. Then river terraces along the Vainganga, these are the rivers, Wardha and Penganga. So whatever river terraces you have, the old alluvium you have, that belongs to this period. And also you have the raised beaches along the west coast of Maharashtra. Okay, so this is during the Holocene Pleistocene period. Please remember, we are going from the recently formed to the oldest. So second over there is going to be 2.58 to 23 million years before present, during the Miocene to Pliocene. Okay, these are the epochs of the tertiary period. Okay, what are the rocks? You have the sediments, you have the lignite formation during this time, shales, and also you have laterites. And where are they found? Please remember, they are found in Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg district. Most of the laterite you have, it is from Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg district. Fine. So this is Miocene, Pliocene. Now we will go much further. Okay, earlier than this period, that is the Paleocene, Miocene period. Okay, it is around 66 million years before present. Okay, so what are the rock formation? Again, they are the same, but you will have the saprolites, the ferricerites, the bauxites and the laterite soil. So here you have the iron and aluminium. Okay, so most of the laterite you have along the coastal stretches. Okay, along the coastal stretches where iron ore is also mined. Okay, so these rocks, the iron ore mining, it belongs to this period. Okay, and you also have few occurrences in the central and eastern Maharashtra. Fine. So this is the Paleocene Miocene period, which is 66 million years before present. So the age of these rocks is just less than 66 million years before present. Fine. So these are the rocks. Going further, okay, you have the Upper Cretaceous period of the Mesozoic era. Okay, Upper Cretaceous, that is 100 to 66 million years before present. Now, Upper Cretaceous, you will be having mostly the infratrapans, okay, those which are there in between the lava shields, okay, lava sheets. Okay, you have over here prominently is the Lametta formation and the bark beds. What are bark beds? Sedimentary rock formations of this period. Okay, so you'll have to remember this. What type of rocks you have is the Lametta and the bark beds. This series is found in Madhya Pradesh in the area known as Bagh. Therefore, you give the name bark beds. So these are mostly sedimentary rocks. Again, where are they found? This part is going to be important. Nagpur, Chandrapur, Yavatmal. There you have the Lametta beds, and the bark beds are found in Dhule. Okay, this question was also asked for MPSC Prelims. The bark beds is found only in Dhule district. Okay, they are the sedimentary rocks. They are the sedimentary rocks belonging to the Upper Cretaceous. Fine. So we have reached 66 to 100 million years before present. Now we will move much before that. Okay, we are going to move much before that. Then you have the Jurassic period, again of the Mesozoic era. Jurassic period. Now this is from 201 to 145 million years before present. What are the rocks formed? Is the limestone of Chikyali and the Kota formations. So these are the same limestones of the Chikyali and the Kota formations, which you have been distributed in the Gadchiroli district, the eastern part of Maharashtra. Fine. So Jurassic formations you have in Gadchiroli. Okay, I know this data is going to be a little bit tough for you to mug it up, but yes, that's the reason I've kept it minimum, so that you can represent it in the exam also, because you'll have to write 10 or 15 marks questions in the exam. So just remember what are the rock formations and where they are found and during which period. Okay, that should be your line of answering. Then you have the Triassic and the Permian. Triassic, 252 to 201 million years before present, and mostly you have the clays and sandstones of the Maleri and Panchamari formation. Again, Panchamari is to the northernmost part of Maharashtra. Okay, so there you will have this thing, and it is found, these are found in the Sironcha Tahsil of Gadchiroli and the Achalpur Tahsil of Amravati, the Triassic formations. Okay, which are these? Maleri and Panchamari formations. Where are they found? Okay, and what type of rocks are they? Clay and sandstone. Clay and sandstone. Then you have the Permian. Mostly you will have the sandstone over here. Okay, 299 to 252 million years before present. Now, hope you know that now we are going from the recent one to the earliest periods. Okay, so the million years before present. Okay, so the period is going to go on increasing. What are the rocks? You have the Mangli formation, you have the Kamti formation, and the Barakar. As you know, Barakar is mostly associated with coal. Okay, Barakar formation. So you have got these three formations, which mainly consist of sandstone, shale, and coal. Barakar formation, you also have coal. Now, where do you find it? Nagpur, Chandrapur, Yavatmal, and Gadchiroli districts of Maharashtra. Okay, now we'll move much beyond that. The Upper Carboniferous, as the name suggests, the Upper Carboniferous, it will be found. The Upper Carboniferous, we will be having rocks belonging to the fossils type. Okay, now this rock over here, it is Talcher formation. It is known as Talcher formation. Now, this is very important. The peninsular part of Maharashtra, okay, the India as such, it was at one particular point of time, it was glaciated. And these Talcher formations are associated with the fluvio-glacial sediments, indicating a cold climatic phase in the geological past. That means Maharashtra has experienced a cold climatic phase. Okay, the Talcher formations, distribution Nagpur, Chandrapur, and Yavatmal. That is Upper Carboniferous. Sorry. Okay, then you have the Neoproterozoic. Okay, Neoproterozoic. Now these are mostly 1000 to 541 million years before present, before today. Okay, so you have the Vindhyan system, you have the Penganga formation, you have the Pakal formation, and you have the Kaladgi formation. Okay, all these are found in different places. Okay, we'll go through each one of them. So Penganga and Vindhyan, Nagpur, Chandrapur, Yavatmal, Pakal, Chandrapur, Kaladgi formation in Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg. Okay, so these rocks, what are type of rocks? These you have it limestone shale, and you also have conglomerates and sandstones. Now here I have just mentioned about this, the Penganga formation. Okay, it represents an important phase of sedimentary deposition after the Eparchian conformity. Now what is conformity? Conformity is sometimes you have rocks of one period and certain periods are missing, and then they are overlain by rocks of some other period. Okay, so the middle periods are missing, therefore it is a conformity. Okay, so sedimentary deposition of after the Eparchian conformity. Lithologically, they will include limestone, shale, and minor sandstones. Limestones are generally fine to medium grained, compact, and fossil is poor. They don't have fossils. Now, this deposition of this Penganga was in marine, shallow marine to marginal marine environment. The Penganga, the river, these sediments are relatively less metamorphized. Since Penganga sediments are less metamorphized, okay, you find very good quality limestones in the Penganga. These Penganga formation is very important for limestone in Maharashtra. Okay, in Maharashtra, Penganga groups occur prominently in Chandrapur, Yavatmal, and parts of Nagpur district. And economically, this is one of the most important limestone bearing formations in Maharashtra, Penganga. We also have this Pakal group, but Pakal group, the limestone has been metamorphized. Okay, it has been metamorphized. So this is also the Neo-Proterozoic era. Now this is slightly older compared to the Penganga group. Lithologically consists of limestone, shale, and calcareous sediments. The deposition in the low energy, again it's a marine basin. They are comparatively thinner and more localized in Maharashtra. Where do you find it? Only in Chandrapur district. Okay, mainly in Chandrapur district. Limestones are locally important but less extensive than what you have in Penganga. The Pakal group are important for the understanding the Proterozoic sedimentary history of Vidarbha. Okay, and these rocks, why it is important? Because these rocks often occur below the Gondwana sediments and above the older crystalline basement. So therefore you can find a proper understanding of the rock groups which you have in Vidarbha, because they are found below the Gondwana sediments and they are found above the older crystalline basement. Fine. So below Gondwana, above the crystalline, you have this Pakal formation. Therefore, it gives you a clear picture of the different rocks formation in Vidarbha. Then lastly, in the Neo-Proterozoic, you have Kalargi formation. Okay. Now this is found mostly you find it in Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg districts of Konkan. What does it include? Conglomerates, sandstone, and shale. Okay, conglomerates are nothing but high energy fuel or near shore environments. So again, it is marine deposit. These rest uncomfortably over the older Archean basement rocks. So they don't conform to the rocks, but they rest on the Archean basement rocks. Okay, Archean is way back. And this is during the Neo-Proterozoic. These rocks are least affected by metamorphism. Important because they are exposed below the Deccan trap cover. So everywhere in Maharashtra you have the Deccan trap, but below the Deccan trap cover, these rocks are present which have now been exposed. They are not very rich in metallic minerals, but sometimes you have sandstones which are used for building stone in the Konkan region. Okay, the group is significant for reconstructing the pre-Deccan history of Konkan, the pre-Deccan geological history of Konkan. So these were the three of the Neo-Proterozoic. Then you have the Paleo-Mesoproterozoic, 2500 to 1000 million years before present. Now it means 2.5 billion to 1 billion. Okay, way back. You have the Khairgad group and the Saucer group. The Saucer group is very important for manganese. Okay, so just remember the names Khairgad group and the Saucer group. Where do you find it? Nagpur, Bhandara, and Gondia. Next you have the Neo-Archean, the second last one, 2.8 to 2.5 billion years before present. That is 2800 to 2500 million years before present. You have the Dongar, Nandgaon, Sakoli, Bailidala, and the Amgao group. Okay, Amgao gneiss formation is very important. Okay, these are the rock formations. And where do you find it? Nagpur, Bhandara, Gondia, Chandrapur, and Gadchiroli. And finally, you come to the last one. Okay, Paleo Archean, which is the oldest one, just look at it, 3.6 to 3.2 billion years before present. So in Maharashtra also you have these rocks which are very old. Okay, the Tirodi gneiss formation, the Amgaon gneiss complex, and the peninsular gneiss complex. These rocks, okay, these rocks are very important. These are the oldest complex you find in Maharashtra. Again, Nagpur, Chandrapur, Bhandara, Gadchiroli, Ratnagiri, and Sindhudurg. Now, you'll have to mug up where they are found, what are the rock types you have in this period, and what is the period. Okay, so what are the periods you have considered? Paleoarchean, Neoarchean, Paleomesoproterozoic, then the Neoproterozoic, okay, then you have the Upper Carboniferous, fine, then you have the Permian, the Triassic, the Jurassic, Upper Cretaceous, Paleomiocene, the Miocene, Pliocene, okay, and lastly the 13th one you have the Holocene and Pleistocene. Okay, Holocene is the current period in which we are breathing at this moment. So Holocene, we are living in Holocene. Fine. So this is the geological or the rock structure of Maharashtra. Fine. So you will get a question in mains as to discuss the rocks found in Maharashtra or what is the geological structure of Maharashtra. Fine. So this much information will suffice for your answer. In the next series also we'll be continuing with important information about Maharashtra for MPSC, and this will be in English. So for those students who are facing MPSC exam in English, this series is very important for you. Thank you.